All right, Coach, what a way to start at home, huh? I mean, you just talk about this, the home win in front of the crowd for the first time, really.
I mean, we really challenged ourselves with our preseason schedule. And, anytime you have that kind of preseason schedule, I think your team can kind of go one way or the other. And I just think that, when we play in front of that many people in Mott, and everything that we've kind of learned by challenging ourselves with this gauntlet road schedule that we put ourselves on, it really showed today. I think how much better we've gotten, and sometimes it's good not to play at home, because I think you can really build, I think, a road warrior type mentality. Which in our league you gotta hunker down in Henderson, Nevada for a week. So we've kind of trained ourselves for that. So it was a real treat for our players and our fans and for our coaching staff to be home today. So that's definitely the way that you want to start, a homestand, is with a big win against, a rival, a Central Valley rival.
Yeah. Talk about that. What did you learn from your team on the road, you thinking that's helped them to get them to this point to perform like they did today?
Yeah, I think, when you're playing against top 10 teams, we played, two top 10 teams, and we played another top 25 team, and Cal's still a really, really, really tough opponent. San Jose State was tough. Idaho was tough at home. Seattle, being on the road again. I think that what we really figured out is, even though we don't have a true point guard, because I don't know that you would say that Anya McNicholas is a true point guard, I think what we figured out, she's a great leader, and she's a great floor general that is willing to sacrifice. When we recruited her, we did not recruit her with the intention of her playing point guard. Mm-hmm. We had other players that, unfortunately, during the preseason, ended up getting hurt that played the point guard position. So she's really stepped up into that role, and really credit Annika Shaw and Sydney Richards as well, who all take turns running the point for us. And so I think when you think about most teams, you think about great point guard play. You think about Steph Curry, you think about great guard play, right? Damian Lillard, teams that win championships, you think of great guard play. Well, that was definitely a weakness a month ago. Mm-hmm. I think all three of them showed tonight that they've gotten better, and that's exciting.
4 players in double figures tonight. The offense was spread. Talk about that.
We've put a lot of time and energy and effort into our offense and trying to make some tweaks that are probably a little bit more personnel focused. I think that was the other blessing about being on the road, is we learned our players' strengths and weaknesses. And so now our offense has allowed us to have some flexibility to put our players each individually, and our team kind of knows, okay, this player does this well, we're running this for them. Mm-hmm. This player does this well, we're going to take advantage of this action in our offense because this is something that kind of plays to what they do well. So that's been the benefit of this gauntlet, is that now I think we have a little bit more of a identity, and I think our players have a really good understanding of what we're trying to do.
Yeah. And then 2 of those players, career highs, Sierra Lichty and Sally Ackerman, both played great. Talk about each one of them.
They're both really fun to coach, and they're both really challenging to coach in different ways. Great kids, ultimate competitors, and they love their teammates, and their teammates love them. And I think to see them really, step into that next layer of growth that we know that they have, because they're both really talented, but Sierra being, a freshman, and Natalia essentially being, a junior, it's great to see those lights come on. Their eyes are kind of starting to. The game's slowing down for them, and I think anytime you see players that are willing to put in extra work, because both of them, they work outside of practice, and that's something that the culture of our team's really built on, is getting that individual skill work, getting better, putting the time in outside of practice, and both of those players have put in a lot of time outside of practice, and you're seeing the payoff of that. So it's exciting to see, and it's fun to see, and ultimately that's why you coach, because you love seeing your players get better.
And then last thing, I know you have to be probably happy about this, 10 turnovers tonight. One of the lower numbers we've had this year. Were you happy with the kind of more consistency with not giving the ball, to the other team as much?
Yeah, again, I mean, when you don't have a point guard, you kind of have to go through what we went through, so that skill could get kind of embedded into Anya and to Sydney and Annika. So it doesn't surprise me that we've kind of worked through that, and it doesn't mean that that's still not going to be something that we need to make sure that we're staying on top of. But to see us against a team that extends and pressures like Fresno State does, to see us bring that home and control tempo, control pace, get the ball we wanted it to, and not get flustered or turn the ball over, I think it showed with an 84-point output. When you're not turning it over an extra 20 to 23 times, which is what we were averaging, you're able to get those other possessions, and our shooting percentages bear out that, if we're able to get the possession, we've got a pretty good opportunity to score.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys.